Welcome back, crafty friends. It's Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, and today I am back with a card tutorial for you. This was a card that I recently created for Ninju of N Does Crafts here on YouTube. She reached out to me at the beginning of the year to see if I would like to do a card swap with her, and I knew her from my Oh So Inspired collaboration, and I watch most of her videos here on YouTube, so I definitely jumped at that chance. We decided to keep our theme or the type of card we were going to do a secret until we shipped it. So she has received it if I have posted this video, and I know that she loves Paris. So I thought I would make a thank you card for her to maybe give to a friend or family member. You're going to see exactly how I created it, but I'll go through the card real quickly here before I get to the tutorial. To go with the Paris theme, I used the brand new Ooh La La paper pad from Michaels. I also got out an Eiffel Tower die cut, and I used that to make my shaker window. Now you'll notice I've combined a couple of my favorite things here: a clear card and a shaker element. My sentiment to go with the Paris theme, I did thanks in French, so merci, and to balance out the sentiment, because it had a hangover a little bit here on the left, I put an Eiffel Tower die cut in the background. You'll see on the front is the shaker element, or the shaker window. On the inside of the front cover, I have placed the pink text paper that you kind of see there on the edges, just to cover up the adhesive from the shaker element. And then on the inside, I have placed a green and white polka dotted paper for her to write her message on, and then it will be covered by the front so you can't see through. But before we go ahead and get started with the tutorial, as always, if you're already a subscriber or regular watcher, thank you for stopping back by. If you've just now found my channel, I hope that you'll be inspired to hit the subscribe button below and stick around for a little bit. If you do enjoy this tutorial, I hope you'll give my video a thumbs up. I hope you're all having a crafty day and enjoy the tutorial. Bye-bye. Here is a look at some of the dies and the cardstock and paper that I pulled out to possibly use for this card. The first thing I do is cut down my piece of clear cardstock to 4 1/4 inches wide, and then I just cut smaller pieces of the pattern paper. I'm kind of just guessing at first on the width of these pieces, and later I might trim some down. This is going to be a top fold card, so I was just getting my card base ready. And what I'm going to do is cover the inside, that back, completely with a patterned paper. Sometimes I leave a little border there, but I thought for this I would not. Now my next piece, I put adhesive on the front of it actually, because it's going to go on the back of the front of the card, and I will cover that adhesive with this floral paper later on. The next step was to get all of my die cutting done. I cut an Eiffel Tower from white cardstock, and then I cut an Eiffel Tower from that floral piece, and that is what my shaker window will eventually be. Now I'm going to move on to creating my shaker window. Right now I just put some adhesive right around that shape, and then I'm using a scrap of clear cardstock to place on the back of the pattern paper. This is what will hold my sequins in later for the shaker window. Now you might recognize this huge roll of foam tape if you visit here often. I am just going around that Eiffel Tower again to create a little pocket for all of my shaker goodies, and since this will stick up off the card, I do go later and make a foam kind of frame around the entire piece for when I adhere it to my card front later on. And now it is time to get out the sequins and beads to make my shakers. I just pulled out some colors that I thought went with that floral pattern paper, and here I am just putting a little of each into my bowl to get that ready, and here in a second I will get that into the shaker. You'll notice that I only pour my shaker bits into the Eiffel Tower shape. I am using a scrap of the pink text paper to put on the back of the shaker window. Now, it's not, of course, going to line up exactly with the text paper from the card, but I don't think anybody will be able to tell. I just wanted that same pattern paper behind my die-cut Eiffel Tower. Now that my shaker element was complete, I got out the letters to die cut my sentiment. I am going to be spelling Merci, and this is just all in white cardstock. Before I add adhesive to my letters, I want to get an idea of where each of those will go, so when I do add the adhesive, I can just put those back on the card in about the same place. If you'll notice, my M does stick off the left edge just a little bit, but I will balance this out later. If you're a longtime viewer, you're going to recognize one of my favorite tools, the Xyron Sticker Maker. I recently had a subscriber give me a hint to try a bone folder when I was pressing on the back of that protective coating, and I do think it helped out, so thank you for recommending that. To get rid of the tackiness on the left side of that M, I used my Stampin' Up! Embossing Buddy to just kind of put powder on the back of that so it no longer sticks. To give some more support to that M when it gets adhered to the card, I did cut a couple very thin strips of foam tape and put those on the left side of the M. That way there's something behind that when the card is put together. Now, to balance out the M hanging on the left side, I'm going to be adhering down that Eiffel Tower die cut on the right side underneath the shaker window. So what I'm going to do here in just a second is just kind of snip off some of that right so it will fit in my sticker maker. To finish off the card, I will be adhering down the shaker element using both ATG and that foam tape frame that I put on there. And then once I have that down and my M all ready to go, I will be just snipping off the right side of the Eiffel Tower that hung off the card front. And that is my finished card.